Welcome back, and you're watching Markets at Noon on ET now. And like we spoke before, that we will be bringing two managements, that is BCL Industries as well as Gulshan Poly, to talk to us about the additional incentives on ethanol made from maize. This was announced last week. OMCs had announced this additional incentive of rupees 5.79 per litre for ethanol sourced from grains, that's maize. So let's bring on board Mr. Mittal, Joint Managing Director at BCL Industries, as well as Mr. Chandra Kumar Jain, CMD at Gulshan Poly, joining in with us this afternoon. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining in with us on ET now this afternoon. And Mr. Jain, I'm going to start with you. When you look at it in terms of, obviously, in addition to the additional incentives that were announced twice in August 2023, the government has again announced this additional incentive for ethanol sourced from maize. Now, what does this mean for the company? What does this mean for the industry as a whole? And in terms of margins also, how do that help and impact in terms of margins as well?
Good morning. Thank you for calling me here. The incentive which is recently given by the government brings the faith in the industry that grain ethanol program is going to stay in the country. Now it is for the farmers and for the industry to be on the expectation of the OMCs to supply them as much they want. Another thing is the margins totally depends upon the grain availability, the dynamics of grain pricing. This will all depend upon the future course of action. As you know, there is a great inflation, everybody knows, in the grain prices. And grain is one of the things which is getting impacted by El Nino, by the drought conditions, by the heavy rains. All these are happening. Because of that, all this is happening. So going forward, we have to wait and watch, and we thank government that he has brought the confidence. For last 6 months, we were losing the confidence whether the government wants ethanol or not, doesn't want it. But now the confidence is built up, and the results will come in Q4 and henceforth onwards. This is what I can say at the moment.
Absolutely, Mr. Mittal, I'm going to come to you as well. The grain-based ethanol business overall also, there's a giant leap that has been happening now. All these policies that have been coming also for the companies, that does benefit you all. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the margins as well. For the company, for your company, how does it, shape up for BCL Industries? As well as, if you could highlight a bit more in terms of the raw material trends also, what does that also bring on board to the margins? And overall, how is it that one should view the industry right now?
Good afternoon. So firstly, talking about the raw material prices, here I would like to clarify, the current maize prices are they're hovering around 23, 24 rupees a kg, which is above the MSP. And with this, there was a requirement of a price increase, and we're very thankful to the government that they've done the same. And with this price increase, there are two things happening. One, this promotes crop diversification across the nation. States where the water table is low, maize will be a good alternate to paddy. And, the farmers getting a price above MSP, they'll be more incentivized to increase the crop of maize. And with this, the government does not require, they don't need to buy the crop anymore, as in the case with paddy. So the industry is picking up the maize grown by the farmers at a very quick pace, and both the farmers and the industry are happy. And with this price increase, we will be able to sustain our margins as we have done so in the past. And now we are very bullish on the biofuel industry in the long run, because with this price increase, the government has given us the confidence that we are in their priority, and they are listening to us when we are in trouble. So with this, talking about our company, we have already applied for an additional 150 KLPD expansion to be done at our Bathinda unit, which will take our capacity to 850 KLPD. And the company is also looking to, with this, also looking to expand in the biodiesel sector as well, because that too has the government mandate of 5% blending, where it's currently at 0.1%, and that will be from maize also. So we are very bullish on this sector in the long run.
So, Mr. Mittal, as you were suggesting that the RM price, the raw material prices had increased because of the MSP for maize. So, are you suggesting that despite this hike in incentive given by the oil marketing companies, there won't be any much positive impact on the margins?
See, I think the industry will be happy if the margins are to sustain where they are. We don't expect a huge hike in the margins, to be honest with you. With the increase, we expect the margins to sustain, and we are quite happy with that.
Okay. Mr. Jain, if you could just give us an idea of so what percentage of ethanol are you actually producing from maize at this moment, and this hike, at what level will your margins will sustain with this hike coming in the incentive part from the oil marketing companies?
Margins will, as Mr. Mittal said, margins will be sustainable. There is no doubt about it. And we have variety of the products based on the grain. You know, if the ethanol is able to buy at a higher price, we have to see the other products, how they behave. That dynamics we have to see. Right now, we are on 50-50 on the grain and ethanol and 50% on other things. Whereas in the future, we'll be 70% on ethanol, 70 to 80% on ethanol, and 20% will be our balanced business by next year. Okay. So we have to all, I cannot say at the moment what is going to happen, but some dynamics will change definitely.
Mr. Jain, given the fact that government's focus has been on producing more ethanol and increasing the blend of ethanol in retail fuels, that is petrol and diesel, any expectations from the upcoming budget that you have?
Sir, this will be sustained. Ethanol will be sustained business. There's no doubt. And is it going to be a long-term business for the country? And this confidence it has been built up by the government of India by recently giving 5.79 rupees per liter to us. And budget may, I don't think, especially for the ethanol industry, something has to come because they have already reduced the GST, that is 5%. Nothing is left now there from budget to expect for as far as ethanol industry is concerned.
Lastly, Mr. Mittal, from you, BCL has also plans to enter the Punjab-made liquor segment. What are your plans here? How has the product acceptance been so far in Punjab, and what is your outlook here?
So we were present in the Punjab-made liquor, or Indian-made Indian liquor in the Punjab region since 2012, but that wasn't a priority for us. For the past year and a half, we have been expanding aggressively, and our sales have almost tripled as compared to last year. And we hope to keep this momentum up and further launch a couple more products in the market in the coming financial year and see where this goes, and possibly enter the IMFL sector if we perform well in this sector.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mittal, as well as Mr. Jain, for joining in with us and, discussing everything in terms of the industries for ethanol players, what it works out, what should we be expecting in terms of margins. That was the management of Gulshan Poly as well as BCL Industries this afternoon.